This video is sponsored by Hyperdyed Custom Wheels. Visit Hyperdyed Wheels and check out what cool wheels they have in store. Link in the description below. Being an electric skateboard reviewer and getting the opportunity to sample a huge variety of different e-skates is fun. However, I've never gotten my hands on any board that can be called a true off-road build. Take the WowGo AT2, a board that we reviewed a while ago. Spoiler alert, it's great. It has 7-inch pneumatic wheels and powerful motors that allow you to traverse harsh terrain, but no one in their right mind would use it to climb a mountain trail. The board is too delicate for that. That's why, when Ecomobl offered to send us an Ecomobl ET for a review, I knew I needed to climb a mountain with it. It brags about being a true all-terrain board after all. So first, I plan to test it on the streets to keep the board clean for footage and then bring it to the mountain. Nah, screw that. We'll go straight to the mountain. Hold on, let's rewind a bit. Who is this Ecomobl, you may be asking? Honestly, I had to do some research on the brand before agreeing to do this review. Being a little bit reserved is always good when a brand's flagship product looks like a copy of another brand's products. Let's introduce the elephant in the room. The Ecomobl M24 looks like a Baja board, with the upside of being $1,000 cheaper and more available outside of Australia. After doing a little bit of digging, I found that although Ecomobl itself is pretty new to most of us and to the consumer markets, they have actually been manufacturing and supplying e-skate parts to other e-skate brands for a while now. In 2020, word of mouth started to spread. People started taking chances on their product, and so far, the after-sale service has really been on point. Something like a ratio of 10 praises to 1 complaint. Now that we've talked about the brand, let's talk about the board, the Ecomobl ET. This is not their flagship product. That would be the Baja-like M24. But in my opinion, the ET is a very important board not only for Ecomobl, but for the e-skate community as a whole. Why? This is the cheapest it gets for you to get something that can climb a mountain trail. I'm not talking about grass, sticks, and stones. I'm talking about sand, mud, rocks, and huge cracks on a steep incline. So, if this board turns out to be good, it might serve as a gateway drug between street e-skating and mountain e-skating. A lot of wallets are at risk here. So, back to the board. Let's first run through the specs of the Ecomobl ET. But before that, it is important to mention that both the ESC and the battery have 2 options to pick from. There is the range-focused ESC, which is the one that I received, and then there is the power-focused ESC. Both are Lingyi ESCs. For the batteries, there is the Samsung 50E batteries, which is what I have in my board, and an upcoming version with Samsung 40T batteries. We will talk about their potential differences when we speak about the range. Okay, now, the specs. For the price of $1,179, you get an all-terrain board that is made out of a 9-ply maple deck with a nice concave and aggressive drop. It has a marketed top speed of 35 miles per hour or 56 kilometers per hour with its dual 2,000-watt planetary gear drive and 150mm 6-inch wheels. Planetary gear drives are very cool, and I'm sure we will see them on a lot more boards in the future. The 12S 3P Samsung 50E battery means 648 watt-hours, and it has a marketed range of 20 to 25 miles or 32 to 40 kilometers. All the electronics are housed in a single board-length steel enclosure, which allows the deck to have 0 flex. Everything looks well sealed, and Ecomobl is confident enough to give it an IP56 waterproof rating. Typical to Lingyi ESCs, you get a push button to turn it on, but holding the reverse button to switch on the lights is a wonderful feature that is unique to the Ecomobl ET. So, now that we've run through the specs, let's start to answer some burning questions. Question 1. Is the Ecomobl ET a capable mountain trail hiking board? Yes. I rode the ET up a rough mountain trail through mud and sand, stones and cracks, and it can handle them. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit giddy, but this is the first time that I was able to ride on a path like this, and it is really something else. Now I understand why mountain biking and mountain boarding are popular. And finally, it is a $1,000 production board that can hang with the likes of the Trampa DIY build that's at least 2 times the price. The big wheels were able to handle all of the cracks I faced, and the 2000-watt planetary gear drive motor is strong enough to handle any incline as long as the wheels get traction. The aggressive drop on the decks serves as a step during steep inclines or declines, and hence allows me to keep myself on board both uphill and downhill. The super stiff deck does take some fun out of a street ride, but I think it is a logical choice for a board that is designed to go on a mountain trail. A flex deck would have bounced me off the board like a trampoline. The 6-inch airless wheels are second best in cushioning the vibrations from rough terrain. Pneumatic wheels are, after all, the gold standard. The airless 6-inch wheels nonetheless did a decent job and make stone and pebble roads at least tolerable. Plus, you don't have to worry about puncturing them and ruining the rest of your trip, where you are forced to drag your board downhill as a punctured wheel means it is impossible to make turns. Don't ask me how I know. Speaking of wheels, let me introduce you to our sponsor today, Hyper Dyed Wheels. Hyper Dyed Wheels sell dyed wheels, but they can also dye your wheels to the custom color you are dying for. Need your wheels to be in your favorite color? No problem. Want a color design that represents your favorite sports team? That can be arranged. Don't settle for wheels not made for you. Make them what you want them to be. Send your wheels to Hyperdyed to color them the way you want them to be, or check out the other cool wheels and accessories that Hyperdyed has in store with the link in the description below. Question 2. How smooth is the speed control? Does the Lingyi ESC do well in the Ecomobl ET? Throughout the years and after, was it 7 iterations? Lingyi ESCs have become very close to Hobbywing ESCs when it comes to control smoothness. It is now at the point where they are difficult to differentiate from one another. The stereotype that Lingyi ESCs are jerky and strong while Hobbywing ESCs are smooth but weak is no longer true. However, I have to take that back when it comes to the Ecomobl ET. The control of the Ecomobl ET with its Lingyi ESC is very stereotypical of that raw and punchy feeling, as compared to, for example, the Hobbywing ESC on the WowGo AT2, or even those of the customized Lingyi ESC on the Raldi MTV3. I'm guessing that the powerful motor accentuates the jolt and makes the imperfections much more obvious. With that said, the control of the Ecomobl ET still fell within what I would consider as smooth enough that I can relax while riding it, but perfectly smooth it is not. The brakes are strong, however, and that I like. Question 3. Is the board fun to ride? Depends on your definition of fun, actually. If your idea of a good AT ride is a buttery smooth ride with the smooth carving of double kingpin trucks, then Ecomobl ET is definitely not it. Your ideal board would be something like the Evolve or WowGo AT2. If you want a board that seemingly has the power of a Jeep, can handle terrain like a Jeep, and will make loud mechanical sounds when it accelerates, the Ecomobl ET would be a great board for you. Maneuverability is good, it turns easily, and unlike Trampa builds, making a U-turn on a double-lane road is possible with the Ecomobl ET. Everything is great, provided you find the right tightness and configuration on the trucks and bushings. The trucks are very loose when they arrive, and if not tightened, things can get sketchy when riding fast. Speaking of top speed, others have told me that hitting the marketed top speed of 35 miles per hour or 56 kilometers per hour is possible, but 33 miles per hour or 53 kilometers per hour is a more reasonable expectation. I did not try the top speed as I kind of value my life, but I can say that the board felt it had a lot more to give when I hit 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, even when there were only 2 bars of battery left. And with the trucks tightened, it felt very stable at that speed. Speaking of battery and range, I hit 17 miles or 28 kilometers and still had 1.5 bars of battery left. So I have no doubt it can hit the 20 miles or 32 kilometers marketed range. Again, my battery is a Samsung 50E pack, and theoretically, the newer Samsung 40T pack would have less voltage sag and allow the board to retain a stronger torque even when the battery is low, and maybe even better longevity. This is not to say that I'm not satisfied with the Samsung 50E packs though, they work fine for me. So, wow, this review is about 50% longer than my usual one, and that probably gives away the fact that I am pretty fond of this thing. So, the verdict. Why do I like a $1,200 board that's not perfectly smooth in control, that's not buttery smooth in carving, that has no flex in it, and has a motor that screams like a rusted motorcycle? It is because no matter the faults, at the end of the day, it is one of the few boards on the market that can be abused to climb a muddy mountain trail. The high I got from doing that is really something else. Plus, even when riding on road, not needing to worry about road condition, puddles, belt maintenance, and about keeping the lights charged are just wonderful for a lazy person like me. So yes, I think a lot of people would be really happy with the Ecomobl ET. As always, if you are looking to buy an Ecomobl, or actually any e-skate, be sure to use our affiliated discount code with the link below. It'll help you get a small monetary discount and will help us out a lot too. You'll also be tagged as an Electric Skateboard HQ customer and probably be treated better. Ride safe, guys.